Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Yadi Mother to all the friends, and thank you again for inviting. May Mola bless all of us. Let's start with His blessed name, as we need His help on the every step, every time, every day. Nur Maulana Shah Karim Al-Husaini Hazir Imam Ya Maulay Mehrban Madad Farma Ya Maulay Mehrban Madad Farma Alayyul Qayyum Ali Allah Madad Farma Qayyum Ali Allah Madad Farma Alayyul Qayyum Ali Allah Madad Farma Nur Maulana Shah Karim Al-Husaini Hazir Imam Ya Maula Tawfiq Tahid Himmat wa Yari Maula Tawfiq Tahid Himmat wa Yari Maula Ya Maula Mehrban Madad Farma Ya Maula, help us with your nur, with your guidance, with your Khana Vadan, with your mercy, Maula. Ya Maula Mehrban, come near us, Maula. Stand by us. Keep your hand on our shoulder, Maula. Ya Maula Mehrban, you know how weak and feeble we are, Maula. We always need your help, Maula. Help, Maula. Ali Allah Madad Farma, Ali Allah Madad Farma, Ali Allah Madad Farma. Once again, Yali Madad to all the friends. We will continue on our subject. Just before this session, I received a short message, and I would like to talk about that for a minute. Not that we are going to shy away from any request, but I would like to talk about that for a second. There are physical aspects of our tariqah. There are batini aspects of our tariqah. Imam Aka Sultan Muhammad Shah Salawatullah Alayhi, may our soul be sacrificed to the Imam, says, teach your children the batin of the tariqah. If you teach them the zahir, physical aspect of the tariqah, then that will sit in their heart and they will not be able to see or understand the batin of our tariqah, and then one day they will lose interest and they will leave our tariqah. Having said that, there are so many physical aspects of our tariqah. Let's take example of Mullah Bapa himself. Mullah Bapa has horses, Sardinia, hotels, even the universities, hospitals, schools, factories, so many different businesses. There is nothing wrong with that, but paying attention to that does not bring any spiritual benefit to us. Matter of fact, you may bring some test upon yourself. Let's listen to Mullah Bapa. What does he tell us? And that's what we're supposed to follow. Pay attention to your soul rather than physical. Pay attention to Imam and his nur rather than his businesses there are so many feel good stories. Normally I don't tell feel good stories, but I did one last week. When do we tell a feel good story? When you are trying to make a point, or if you are teaching kids. આપણા મઝહબના બે અલગ અલગ ફેસીસ ઓફ ધ કોઈન છે. એક જાહેર છે અને એક બાતિન છે. જાહેરમાં મોલા બાપા શું કરે છે? કેટલા ઘોડા દોડાવે છે ને કેટલા બિઝનેસીસ રન કરે છે, કેટલી હોટલો ને ફેક્ટરી રન કરે છે, એનેથી આપણને રૂહાની તौर પર કાંઈ ફાયદો નથી થતો. લેકિન મોલા બાપાનો જે ફરમાન છે કે પોતાની રૂહ અને મઝહબ ને ઇમામની શનાસી માથે, રેકગ્નાઇઝેશન માથે તમે તવજ્જો દો તો તમને ઘણો બધો રૂહાની બેનિફિટ્સ થશે, ફાયદો થશે. ઓકે, બટ એના સાથે સાથે ઘણી એવી વાર્તાઓ હોય છે જે આપણને વર્મ, જેને આપણે ઇંગ્લિશમાં ફીલ ગુડ કહે છે, જસ્ટ ટુ મેક અસ ફીલ ગુડ, સમટાઈમ આપણને એવી વાર્તાઓ કરવી પડે છે. લેકિન યાદ રાખજો, વાર્તાઓ ક્યારે થાય છે? જ્યારે કોઈ વાત ના સમજે તેને કોઈ વાર્તા કરીને સમજાવવાનું. या तो बच्चा लोग ना समझता होय तो वार्ता करीने समझावानु. आपणे बच्चा तो छे नहीं. Do you, all of you agree with me? We are not children. So we do not need children's stories. But yes, feel good story for the sake of example, definitely we can use. And someone like to learn from the history, especially the spiritual side of the events taken place in the time of prophets, imams, peers, dais, even arifin and mu'minin. Then those feel good stories as the examples we can use to learn how to behave. अगर આપણે આ વાત સમજી ગયા ને આપણા માટે આસાન છે આ વાત, તો ચાલો આપણે પોતાના સબ્જેક્ટની તરફ ચાલીએ છીએ ને પછી આખરમાં જ્યારે ટાઈમ મળશે તો થઈ શકે છે કોઈ ફીલ ગુડ સ્ટોરી બી અગર સાંભળી છે તો આપણે વાત કરી શકીએ છીએ એના બારામાં. Okay. We were talking about our rites and ritual, and the main topic we had taken last week was khidmat and the role of the khidmat in our tariqah. One of the questions that came after the session that was, could I repeat what I said about Nandi, Memani, and Awal Sufra? गुजराती में भी और उर्दू में भी. नांदी, जारे आपरे नांदी वधावीए हैं, खरीदिए नहीं. We do not buy Nandi when we take Nandi. જ્યારે આપણે નાંદી વધાવીએ તો આપણને એક અલ્ફાઝ યુઝ ના કરવાનો કે આપણે નાંદી બાય કરી. That is not a correct term. That vocabulary is incorrect because we do not have enough money to buy Nandi. આપણે નાંદીને વધાવીએ છીએ. આપણે નાંદીને ટેક કરીએ છીએ, લઈએ છીએ. અને નાંદીજી છે એને આપણે એઝ અ ગિફ્ટ આપણે લઈ જાય છે ઘરે. અને જે પૈસા નાખ્યા આપણે એ તમારી કુરબાનીના અંદર ગણાય છે. नांदी मफत पैसा सवाब. नांदी मफत पैसा सवाब. जब हम नांदी को वधाते हैं तो जो सही अल्फाज है, हम खरीदते नहीं है नांदी को, हम नांदी को वधाते हैं. यानी कि हम नांदी को एज ए गिफ्ट लेते हैं, एज ए तोहफा और तोहफतन उसको हासिल करते हैं, खरीदते नहीं है. खरीदने का वो अल्फाज गलत है. और उसके बदले में जो हम पैसे डालते हैं वो आपके सवाब के अंदर गिना जाता है. यानी कि नांदी मुफ्त और पैसा सवाब. इस तरह से हमको नांदी को देखना होगा. नांदी क्यों करते हैं वो आपको पहले से ही आप जानते हैं कि ये ट्रेडिशन हुजूर सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम के ज़माने से उसका आगाज हो गया कि जब लोग अपने इश्क व मोहब्बत से देखते थे कि हुजूर सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम सारा दिन मस्जिदों में बैठकर इल्म और इस्लाम की चर्चा करते हैं, तो उसके बदले में वो उनके लिए कुछ खाने का बंदोबस्त करते थे. જ્યારે આપણા નબી મોહમ્મદ મસ્જિદમાં બેસીને ઇલ્મ અને ઇસ્લામની ચર્ચા કરતા તો મુસલમાનો એ જમાનાના પ્યાર મોહબ્બતથી તેના માટે ખાવાનું લઈ આવતા. આસ્તે આસ્તે આ ટ્રેડિશન એટલી વધી કે એટલું ખાવાનું આવતું હતું કે બધાય અસાબા ખાવાનું ખાય પણ લે તો બી ખૂટે નહીં. As the tradition grew, more and more food came. There was enough food, more than enough food, then all of them together, all the companion would not be able to finish. So Huzur Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, whoever will like to take this food home and in return give some funds for the Islam, then I will accept, and you can take the food which is my lunch, my dinner. I will bless you with that food. That's how it started. Same thing today. When we cook at home with the love and affectionate, we take the nandi for the Imam Zaman. When there was a time of peers, we would take the lunch or the dinner for the peer and dais in our area. Same tradition. Now, on top of that is memani. You notice the word memani. Memani, offering. Offering. What is the difference between nandi and memani? In nandi, you get to take something home. In memani, you just get the blessing. Only the blessing comes with you home. In the nandi, the money part was the sawab, blessing. Here, there is nothing but the blessing. No food take place, no exchange take place as far as the memani is concerned. તમે સમજી ગયા કે ત્યાં પર ખાલી દુઆ લેવા માટે, દુઆ આશીષ માટે આપણે મહેમાની વધાવીએ. यानी कि मौलाने एक मेहमानी पेश करिए, एक नजरानो पेश करिए. Let's come to Awal Sufro. Look at the name, Awal Sufro. Out of all the memani, I would like my memani to be the first one to be accepted and consumed by the Imam-e-Zaman. That is the difference between Memani and Awal Sufra. Out of all the Memani, I want my Memani to be accepted and consumed by the Imam-e-Zaman. But look at the difference between Memani and Awal Sufra. Memani, all the blessing is for you and your family. Awal Sufra, one of the Jamati members says that I will offer a great Memani in the huzur of the Imam-e-Zaman, and the blessing would be for entire Jamat and all the Ruhanis. You see how generous those Mu'minins are, that they don't get to take anything home, no Nadi to take home, no Memani and blessing personally, but blessing collectively. So he offers the Awal Sufra on the behalf of the Imam, and that is our today's subject, Niyat. With the Niyat that this offering, Awal Sufra, is from the entire Jamaat present and all the Ruhani passed away. So let's come to our subject, Niyat, for today. Niyat, intention. How does Niyat play role in our tariqah? Number one, how does Niyat plays role in our tariqah? Second, is there any role to be played of the intention in our tariqah? Huzur Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam says, no action can be accepted without intention. Let me rephrase that. No good action can be accepted without the good intention. Amal का दारोमदार नियत पर है. कोई भी अमल नियत के बगैर कबूल नहीं होता. कोई भी अच्छा अमाल, कोई भी अच्छे अमाल नियत के बगैर कबूल नहीं होते. You see, intention is must and requires attention. Let's take some example. And this is one of the examples that we have used in one of our early sessions, but it's a great example. It will help us easily understand what are the purpose of good intention. चलो આપણે एग्जांपल ले. एक फैमिली છે, બે ત્રણ બચ્ચા છે, મા બાપ છે, દાદા દાદી છે, નાના નાની છે. સાંજના ઘરના અંદર વાત ચાલે છે કે જમાત ખાને જાવું છે ને. બધાએ કહે છે જાવું છે. દાદા દાદી કહે છે આખો દિવસ ઘરમાં બેસી બેસીને બોર થઈ ગયા, તો ત્યાં પર જઈને થોડા બીજા બુઢા બુઢી સાથે થોડા ગશા હાંકશો, થોડી બેકારની વાતો કરશો, થોડી અહીંયા હોવાની વાતો કરશો, આપણો ટાઈમ પાસ થઈ જશે. પેરેન્ટ્સ કહે છે કે અગર આપણે જમાતખાને નહીં જશો તો બચ્ચા ઘરમાં ટીવી જોશે, તો જમાતખાને લઈ જાય, એ લોકોને બી સુકૂન ને આપણને બી સુકૂન. એક બાળક કહે છે કે હા જમાતખાને જવું છે શું કામે કે આજે આખો દિવસ બહુ જ હેક્ટિક હતો જમાતખાને જઈને પીસ અને ટ્રોન્ક્યુલિટીઝ ના અંદર આપણે આરામથી બેસશો મોલાને યાદ કરશો તસબીહ કરશો બીજો બાળક કે છે કે હા જાય છે આવતા આવતા આપણે તમારે અહીંયા જીબી ગ્રોસરી સ્ટોર છે મને નામ યાદ નથી આવતા લંડનના ગ્રોસરી સ્ટોરના ત્યાં પર ઊભા રહી ને પછી આપણે થોડું 2-4 ચીજો બી લઈ લેશો ને આપણને કાલે લંચ માટે સ્કૂલ લઈ જવામાં કામ આવશે અગર આપણે જમાતખાને નહીં જશો તો આટલી શરદીમાં મા બાપ આપણને બહાર તો નથી લઈ જવાના કે આપણે ત્યાં પર ઊભા રહીને ચિપ્સ ને સોડા ને બધું લઈએ તો જમાતખાને જશું તો એ બાને કઈ કચરો બી લેવામાં કામ આવશે સ્કૂલમાં ત્રીજો બાળક કે છે કે આ મને બી શાઝિયા સાથે મળવું હતું ને શાઝિયા જમાતખાને આવવાની છે હું બી જમાતખાને આવું છું અમે બે બહેનો બેસીને વાતો કરશો સભી What do you see from this story? What did we learn from this story? The first intention of the grandparents was that because we are bored, let's go to Jamat Khana. Parents, I don't want to stay home because children will watch TV and that's the only way we can get them to Jamat Khana. First daughter, then I want to go to Jamat Khana because my day was hectic. This will be my chance to sit in peace and remember my mullah. Second, because I wanted to buy something on my way back, then only way I can get something if I go to Jamat Khana with my parents. Third one, I wanted to meet my friend Shazia. Ne mari friend સાથે બેસીને વાતો કરવાની. What do you think about this story? Is that story your story and my story? Let's reflect. Which story do you fall in when you join this session today? Earlier, 6:30, when you guys came for dua, was your niyat કે આખો દિવસ બોર થઈ ગયા તો ચલો દુઆ થોડી વાર પડશો ફરીદભાઈ સાથે થોડી વાતો બી કરશો ને થોડા ગોરાની રેસના સ્કોર બી પૂછી લેશો ને હાઈવે 25 માં શું થઈ રહ્યું છે ટ્રાફિક જામ છે એને બી ખબર પાડશો. Do we see what was the niyat? What was the intention of joining dua earlier and even this session? ચલો યાર આપણે ઘરમાં બેઠા છે તો અઝીઝભાઈની 1 કલાક વાતો સાંભળશો ભાઈ મજાની વાતો કરે છે આપણો 1 કલાક પાસ થઈ જશે પછી આરામથી સૂઈ જશો. What was the intention? Intention plays a great role in our tariqa. A great role. Intention is a must. And intention is very easy to do. Very easy to do. Look at the example of the first daughter. I wanted to go to Jamat Khana so I can receive peace and I will remember Mullah. That's all she had to say. Would she not fall into the grandfather and grandma's category? Yes, she always will pass some time. Did she not fall into father's and mother intention? Yes. That way there is only way they can go to Jamat Khana. Doesn't she fall into the second daughter? Yeah, on the way, she can also buy goodies for the school tomorrow. And does not she falls into the third daughter or the child? The one says, I wanted to meet my friend. She can do all of that. But her niyat was not 1, 2, 4 or 5. Her niyat was to go to Jamat Khana, find peace and remember Mola. Now if you imagine those 5 people, who do you think will be more focused in Jamat Khana? Think about that again. Who will be more focused in Jamat Khana? Grandma, grandma, grandpa, they're looking for people to talk. Parents, like, visa mauka do. Bacha ni magaj mari chuti. Bacha log wahan che, apne ardi kalak visa mo khai le, pachi bacha ause pacho apno dimag kharab karte. And they're probably sleeping for 30 minutes. Other 2 daughters, one daughter in mind, she's making the shopping list. Ke mane M&M levu che, mane soda levi che, mane chips leva che, mane a levu che, mane a levu che. Other daughter is looking around to see if Shazia has arrived, so she can go sit next to her and talk to her. Who do you think will be more focused? The person who had intention, good intention. When you have a good intention, you still can do all other. Remember, no one can say that you cannot socialize. No one says don't talk to your friend. No one can say that you cannot come to Jamat Khana and stop at the grocery store on your way back. No one can say that, right? But in making intention, investing your precious time in bad intention. Remember, our tariqah is tariqah of logic and intellect. You think that will be a very intellectual thing to do? What do you think? No one is telling you not to socialize. But niyat cannot be that, to socialize. Niyat cannot be to go to grocery store. Niyat should be, I wanted to remember my Mola. I wanted to find the peace in my heart. Niyat. Now let's come to Jamat Khana, okay? Now we are inside the Jamat Khana, has in the Kaim Paya, and you have the good intention, Niyat, and you enter into Jamat Khana. Instantly, you will feel that presence, the spiritual presence, the presence of the Noor and the Imam. You will believe when you say, Hey Zinda, my Imam is present in the Jamat Khana. And when somebody answers you, Kayam Paya, you will instantly feel happy that Imam is present in Jamat Khana and you have a second witness to it. Do we see how intention plays a positive role in your heart and in your mind? Your focus will be much more sharp, undivided. Intention. Let's take another example of intention. Before we sleep at night, my intention is to wake up for bandagi. Or you can say, oh my God, jaldi jaldi sui jaye, savarna ibadat mate uthu che, yaar bahut burden che, savarna ibadat mate jaldi uthu che, unni suvani to itli thaki javani. You see, when you wake up at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, if you have a good intention, you will be focused. You will feel peace in your heart. You will have an easy time in ibadat. Other way around, ibadat as a burden, it will not give you focus. Matter of fact, entire ibadat you will be thinking, oh my God, સવારના બહુ થાકેલી હોવાની આટલી જલ્દી ઉઠી ગઈ છું આજે તો મને ઇબાદત માટે નહોતું ઉઠવું સવારના અમારે આટલા કામ પડ્યા છે, એ કોણ કરશે? હવે અમારી થાકી જવાની. Intention. Now, when you go to Jamat Khana with good intention, all the goodness will come to you. When you are in Tasbih line, when you are listening to Ginan or Farman, because your intention was good, your heart is in peace, your mind is focused, you will be amazed. The Ginan, which you never understood before, all of the sudden brings tears to your eyes because it's touching your heart. It's making sense to your logic. You are understanding the Ginan that you never understood. You are feeling the Mankabat Giryawzari, the Peer must have done while they were writing the Ginan. You feel near to the Peer and the Imam. When you listen to the Farman, let's say we have 140 people on this line. Out of that, 70 were in Jamat Khana in your session today. If I ask every single one of you, can you tell me what was the Farman today? How many honestly can say, I remember what was Farman read in this session today? But if your niyat, intention, your focus, then you will remember. And if you remember, then inshallah, you will be able to follow that. How will you follow if you don't even remember the Farman? You see, intention helps focus on the things we are about to do. अपनी माँ कहती थी कि बेटा काम करूँ तो साचे दिल से कर, न कर ना कर. Because when we do anything without the good intention, the chances are that we will mess up that task. We will not benefit from that task. So do it with good intention. Otherwise, going to Jamat Khana, coming back from Jamat Khana, and just not receiving any benefit from it. કાઠિયાવાડી તો આવું કામ ના કરે નુકસાનનો. એ તો બે પૈસાનો ફાયદો થાય એવું કામ કરે. ને બે પૈસાનો ફાયદો ક્યારે થાય? જ્યારે આપણી નિયત સાચી હોય, જ્યારે આપણે ફોકસ હોય ત્યારે. હવે આપણે આવીએ દુઆ કરાવવાની. જ્યારે આપણે દુઆ કરાવવાની લાઈનમાં ઉભા હોઈએ, I'm not trying to criticize anyone. Please don't take it personally. If this is how you do it, that's perfect. That is perfectly fine. And there is no complaint, no criticism here. But the time to say your dua, asking for whatever you wish to ask, is while you are in the line for the dua karani. So when you get to the Mukhi Sahib, only thing quickly should come on your tongue is Tobo Tobo Tasvidar Bando Sabta Bhagunegar Ya Shatu Bakshe Bakshanar. What are the good thing about that? Why should we do that? Why can we not stand there and say, Mukhi Sahib, mari family na guna maaf, mari ruhani na guna maaf, mari mushkil asan, maru aa kaam kari de, maru aa kaam kari de, mane aa taklif che, mane aa taklif che. What are the benefit of that? Two benefits. One, what about if you forget to ask for something because you are rushing, because there are a big line behind you? But if you are in the line and asking for all the prayers, hopefully you will remember a prayer which you didn't even think about it before. Because you had some time, you were peaceful, you were not in a hurry, nobody was pushing you, you will have a good conversation between you and Mola Baba. Now you get to the Mukhi Sahib and receive the blessing, Khana Vadan. How great would that be? Second benefit of that is you are not wasting Jamat's time, because sometimes line can be very, very, very long. If each person stand in a line and takes minutes upon minutes, then can you imagine what will happen to the Jamaat behind you? Chalo, on a lighter note, તમને એક જોક સંભળાવો. લેકિન ટ્રુ જોક છે, ઓકે? ટ્રુ જોક. અમારા અહીંયા જમાતખાનામાં અમારી એક બહુ જ બુઝુર્ગ બાઈ છે, બહુ જ સારી બાઈ છે. એના and I truly admire her. લેકિન જોક એમ છે કે એ જમાતખાને આવે ને મુખી સાહેબના સામે ઊભી રહે ને તો તમારે અહીંયા શું કે એને પેની કે ને મોટો કોઈન જે હોય છે, મોટો કોઈન, અમારે અહીંયા ક્વાર્ટર કહે છે. એ ક્વાર્ટરનો પૂરો રોલ લઈ આવે, 20 ક્વાર્ટરનો રોલ લઈ આવે, આપે મુખી સાહેબને. દુઆ કરાણી, તોબો તોબો. મારી માં ગુજરી ગઈ, રૂહાનીની દુઆ. મારો બાપ ગુજરી ગયો, રૂહાનીની દુઆ. મારો દાદો ગુજરી ગયો, રૂહાનીની દુઆ. મારી દાદી ગુજરી ગઈ, રૂહાનીની દુઆ. જ્યાં તક 20 ક્વાર્ટર ખતમ ના થાય ને ત્યાં તક એ ચાલતી ના હોય. This was just on a lighter note. Okay? Whatever makes you feel better, whatever makes you feel happy, you do that. And no one can tell you otherwise. And I tell you, Mukhi Sahib will not tell you otherwise either. He will patiently will sit there and he will take those quarter after quarter after quarter, and he will bless you after blessing after blessing after blessing. But if you are a person of a logic and intellect, you will think of the people behind you, and you will ask for anybody and everybody, which is a good thing. You should ask for the forgiveness of the sin. More and more and more as possible, but in your own comfort zone, in your heart, between you and Mola Baba. As that in the line. Let me tell you the third and the greatest benefit. If you are doing that, you will not be gossiping with the person in front of you and the person in the back of you. Sometimes the people on other line will be calling, "Hey Farida Ben, kem cho tame?" From across the hall, they'll be talking to you in the line, in the door line, disturbing everyone in your line, in their line, the Mukhi Sahib in front, and the person who's doing his dua in the front. But if you are focused in your dua, you will save all of that. Jamaat Khana, remember, Imam is present. Would you do that if Imam was sitting there? Ask yourself, honestly. If Imam was sitting at the part, will you be screaming at Farida Bai from across the hall, across the line, across the Jamaat Khana? We probably either forget or don't believe that Imam is present in Jamaat Khana. Otherwise, this kind of discipline, this kind of shouting, sometimes gossiping and laughing out loud in Jamaat Khana, that's amazing. How do you do it? Either you forgot Imam was present or you don't believe Imam is present. Which one is it? Did you forget? Or did you not believe that Imam is present in Jamaat Khana? Because if you did not forget, and if you remember and believe that Imam is present in Jamaat Khana, you will dare do that. You will never ever do that. You will never do that. That tells us that when we come to Jamaat Khana without pre-notion, without pre-thinking, without the good intention, without the focus, because our intention was never to come here to receive the peace and the remembrance of the Imam, then what do? Gossip, backbiting, shouting, laughing, anything but the peace for you and the Jamaat. Those are small points, but those are good points to remember. You know how in every place you go, they have a booklet that says how to do this, how to do this work, how to do your job. This is how to go to Jamaat Khana. What should you be doing before you go to Jamaat Khana? What about if you are driving from your home to Jamaat Khana, what are those 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes looks like? Have you ever given attention to that? Are you listening to songs? Are you listening to sports? Are you listening to news? Are you gossiping and fighting with your children? What are you doing between those 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes? Your answer should be, I'm listening to Ginan. I'm listening to Tasbih. I'm doing some remembrance. I'm talking to Mola Bapa. You can do that, absolutely. Use that 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes. Talk to Mola Bapa. Because he's sitting there waiting for you to talk to him. Mola Bapa himself says, I have nothing better to do in my life than serve my Jamaat. He is waiting for you. Call on him. Talk to him. Talk to him. And inshallah, he will reply back with the peace and harmony in your heart, in your mind. And then when you get to the Jamaat Khana, you feel the presence, you will feel the spiritual power in you. And that will bring you a lot of peace. And when you ask Mola Bapa for forgiveness, ask for the prayers of your Rouhani, instantly Mola Bapa will listen and accept, inshallah ta'ala. So let me stop here. Now, if you still want me to talk about the story that you have sent earlier, I'll be happy to shed some light, but I will only shed the light on the spiritual side of it, not the physical side of it. Would you like me to do that, Farida Bhai?
Yes, please. Yes, please. Yes, please, if you got time.
Ji.
Kamar paase time ho to kushi tiya, please.
Bilkul, bilkul. So someone had sent not a question, but wanted to learn about Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and some of his business dealing at the time of when he was 24, 25 years old, just before he receives first time he meets Bibi Khatija. In this story, and you will see what is the difference between the story and the true events. I'm not really too much impressed by this story, let me tell you that. A feel-good story for children? Oh yeah. अगर आप बच्चा ने भारत में समझावी छे, definitely કેટલા ભારત છે લાઈન માથે આપણે સ્ટોરી સમજાવી લોકોને બહુ મજા આવશે. But if I'm talking to the adults, as I see all of you as an adult, then I don't think we are here to listen to these stories. We are here to listen to ilm. Huzur sallallahu alaihi wasallam, from the young age, since he had received the Isme Azam from the Imam of the time, he would go to Gare Hira to do इबादत. चूंकि प्रॉफिट मोहम्मद जमाना ना इमाम सी बोल हासिल करेलो तो ये जवानी सी बहुत जल्दी सी अर्लियर ये हर हमेशा गारे हीरा मां इबादत करवा जाता. જ્યારે એ તકરીબન 25 વર્ષના કરીબ થયા 24 થી 25 વર્ષના ત્યારે એના શોલ્ડર માથે થોડો ફાઇનાન્શિયલ બર્ડન આવ્યો. When he was close to 24-25 he felt a little bit burden, financial burden on his shoulder due to his caretaker Imam Abu Talib was no longer able to travel those long journeys to do the trade far away in Basra, in Syria, or in Iraq, or even further down, Yemen. So, Prophet Muhammad had a good conversation with him, and Abu Talib told him that Bibi Khatija, the cousin of Prophet Muhammad. Now, who is Bibi Khatija to you? To you, Bibi Khatija may be a rich woman, a business lady, a trading partner in the import and export of the time. But that is not true when we talk about the Ismaili Tariqa. If we have ever read books of our Dais and Hujjatan, then you will know that Bibi Khatija was Hujjatul Kubra, the great Hujjat of the time. Hujjatul Kubra, she was the seal of the 40 Dais, 40 Hujjatan before her. Our history shows that there were 40 great Hujjat between the time of Adam and time of Abu Talib. And she was the Hujjatul Kubra, the great Hujjat and the seal of all of those 40. She was the final of those 40 before her. She was the Hujjat of Abu Talib. Can somebody check your phone, please? Somebody got unmuted. Anyway, she was very close to Abu Talib. Not that Abu Talib knew her. He knew her because she was his Hujjat. And Prophet Muhammad also knew her because she was her cousin. Let me give him a little bit more, just a little bit more. Then if you need more, you need to read about it. If you look from the Ibrahim, on the side of Ismail and side of the Imams after Ismail, she was the sixth cousin from the father side and the fourth cousin from the mother side. Meaning she was in the family of Abu Muttalib and Abu Hashim before him. That's how close this family was. Not too far. The only reason, okay, I'm not talking about the physical story. Physical story goes that he takes on the trade, he makes a lot of money for her. She was really happy with his honesty and she proposed to him and he married her. But that does not bring me any spiritual enlightenment. It does not bring me any spiritual enlightenment. But she was a teacher. I know this may surprise every one of you online. After Abu Talib, Khadija was a teacher of Prophet Muhammad for about 15 years. How many years? 15 years. Because she was the Hujjat and Prophet Muhammad was just putting his steps on the ranks, hierarchy of the religion. Day by day, her ilm and her guidance was guiding the Muhammad, and eventually by the time he reached to the level of 40, he completed his spiritual journey and was received by an angel and was given the prophethood. Prophethood does not come by accident. It was due to Bibi Khatija Talim, Abu Talib Isme Azam, and the family of the Imam and the Prophet, which ran into his veins. He was the progeny after progeny from the family of prophets and the Imams from the Ibrahim and Ismail. See, that's the part we should be asking, we should be learning, and should be understanding. Because now we just learned how many things. Bibi Khadija was not an ordinary woman. Bibi Khadija was the Hujjat of Abu Talib. Abu Talib was not an ordinary man. They were all from the progeny and the family, Nurani family of prophets and the Imams of the time, coming from Ibrahim and Ismail side of it. So none of them were just your normal, ordinary Joe. आप बताएं खाली एमज नहोता कि खाली एक गांव में रहता ना बताई बीजा महिला ने छोकरा ने छोकरी सारी लगी तो शादी કરી લીધી. No, ત્યાં પર અબુ તાલિબનો એક ગ્રેટ પ્લાન હતો. ઇમામની વિઝડમ હતી એના પાછળ. ઇમામ ચાહતો હતો કે મોહમ્મદ ખતીજાના બાજુમાં રહી ને એનેથી दीनी तालीम हासिल करे ने ये इतनी सारी ने तालीम आपी अने अबू तालिब से जेने सम मलेलो के ये आगर वत्ता 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 पैगंबरी ना दर्जा तक पहुंचा. See, that's the story we should be asking and should be learning, because that is good for our soul. So what did we learn from this? Always have good companion. Always associate with ilmi friends. Always learn good knowledge. Follow Imam's hidayat. Take the Isme Azam from the Imam and do the ibadat as Prophet Muhammad did. See, those were the learning and talimat. Not how did he go to Syria and how much money he made for Khadija. Those stories are for the children, and those stories are for those who does not have Imams blessed, true, hakiki, batini ilm. So let me stop here. If you like any further information on that, I'll be more than happy to talk about it or tell you whatever else you'd like to learn. जी આપણે ફ્લોર ખોલી નાખીએ, કોઈને બી સવાલ છે જી બી કેવું છે કહી શકે છે.
Sir, can I say something?
જી
To start with, half of the way my internet had lost, so I don't know where I lost you. But the request
Oh,
was
can you
the
check
request-
the book number? What was the page number and what excuse number was that?
page number 1, number 6. Now you see, the thing was
No.
that I was reading that book and I found some interesting story, not about her trade or what it was, but about that there was so much sun and there was so much heat, and Rasulullah took refuge under the tree. And one of the Christian person passed by them and he said, this tree has been left here and nobody has ever sat here. And it is said in our book that one day a prophet will come and sit under the tree. And then he said that there were some angels who came by because it was so hot and sunny that, they flicked their wings. And so I thought it was something interesting, spiritual meaning behind it, and that's why I took it.
શિરાઝબા
Ji, sir.
કાલે અમારે અહીંયા બી ગરમી થઈ પછી એટલો વરસાદ પડ્યો એટલે મને ફરિશ્તા ના નજર આવ્યા એટલે વાદળા ઘણા હતા.
Sir, this is exactly the Gyan that we were saying in the car today. મારા મોહમ્મદને દેજો બેસ્ટ દીદાર. અને બધા કહે છે કે શા માટે હવે જમાત ખાને જાવું ને દુઆ પડવું ને આમ આપણા પાસે તો બધું થઈ ગયું છે કે બેસ્ટ મળવાનું છે નહીં, but you have to prove moment by, you have to be a moment by. So to claim that farishta to come to you, you have to prove that you have that connection, that spiritual connection with our Mola to give you that blessing. I mean, I'm not criticizing you, sir. Please don't misunderstand me. I'm just,
I'm laughing. I'm not taking you seriously. Don't worry about it.
So I think there was a misunderstanding when we conveyed that message.
No,
And,
no worries. So,
yeah.
but it was a good thing that we were able to take the ilm out of this story. And
Yeah. What we learned today.
Yes,
Sorry.
there were
Sorry, no, sorry.
There was two great dais or hujjatan from the time of Hazrat Isa from their side, on the Christianity side. And they were told, or they had learned from the book, Bible, that one day there will be a prophet and his attribution would be that he will be Ahmad, Amin, and Sadiq. And you can look it up in the John Bible, the word Ahmad for Prophet Muhammad. So he was looking for that. Now the tree story, okay, feel good story. I don't mind that. That is fine with me. I have no objection to that. But I'm sure the tree was a great tree and there are a lot of other prophets would come and sit under the tree. That was a normal thing to do in Persia in the heat. So I'm not too impressed with that part. But talking about that, that great missionary or the Dai, that there were two of them, and they had been preaching to the Christians that there will be a day when a great prophet of Allah would come and continue the ilm and the journey of Isa, and his name would be Ahmad, and his attribution would be Amin and Sadiq. So look for that, and he will be born in the Makkah, in the family of Ibrahim.
It's not important. Important is to Jigori, Mero.
Can you unmute, please? There are a lot of phones being unmuted. Thank you.
Okay.
Gee, thank you so much for your time. Gee, any other comments or question?
याली मदद अजीज भाई
याली
भाई
मदद।
मेरे को नांदी का जरा एक दफा और एक्सप्लेनेशन करो प्लीज।
उर्दू में करो?
हाँ, उर्दू में करो, इंग्लिश में करो, कोई भी करो।
ओके, तो उर्दू में कर देता हूँ क्योंकि इंग्लिश में भी हो गया, गुजराती में भी हो गया, तो उर्दू में कर देता हूँ।
ठीक है
कि देखो, नांदी वो ऑफरिंग है कि जब हम अपने घर के अंदर खाना पकाते हैं तो हम कहते हैं कि इसमें एक इमाम का भी हिस्सा है, और हम इमाम के लिए, जिस तरह से हम खाना खाते हैं, हम इमाम के लिए खाना ले जाते हैं। तो जब हम जमात खाने नांदी लेके जाते हैं और जब हम नांदी को वधाते हैं तो ऐसा नहीं बोलना चाहिए कि मैंने नादी को खरीदा। ये खरीदा का वर्ड जो है ना वो गलत वर्ड है, क्योंकि हमारे पास दुनिया में इतने पैसे नहीं है कि हम मौला की नादी को वधा सके, मौला की नादी को खरीद सके। उसको वधाना इसलिए बोलते हैं, वधाने का मतलब होता है इंक्रीज करना,
इंक्रीज, राइट।
ठीक है ना।
जी।
तो हम नादी को वधाते हैं। नादी जो है वो मुफ्त है, आप खरीदते नहीं है उसको, और पैसे जो डालते हैं ना वो आपके सवाब के अंदर गिना जाता है। तो नादी के लिए ये कहना मुनासिब नहीं है कि आप नादी को खरीदते हैं, आप नादी को वधाते हैं। नादी मुफ्त और पैसा
सवाब के लिए।
सवाब में गिना जाता है। जी।
अच्छा, अजीज भाई, अपना एक और वेरी दिस थिंग, मुझे कौन सा कुरान शरीफ आई वांट टू बाय, तो कहाँ से मैं बाय कर? एक तो मेरे पास अब्दुल्ला यूसुफ अली की है, और मेरे ग्रैंडसन के लिए मुझे भी लेना है।
Okay, for the children, for my children, I prefer Piktal.
He's 21 years old.
Yeah, Piktal. Piktal का है.
कैसा स्पेल करते हैं?
Piktal. I will send you. Yes.
और अपना Amazon कहाँ से मिलेगा?
वो मेरे को पता नहीं है, मैं लंदन में नहीं रहता हूँ।
ओके ओके, तो
आप ऑनलाइन देख ले, ऑनलाइन से मिल जाएंगे आपको, कहीं जाने की जरूरत
ओके ओके, चलो। तो वो he's 21, तो मैं बोली
अगर आप लंदन में रहते
हाँ,
हैं।
साउथ हॉल में
नहीं,
मिलता है,
मैं
साउथ हॉल में, साउथ हॉल में
में
इंडियन शॉप,
एक
साउथ हॉल में
सेकंड,
है ना मुसलमान शॉप, उधर
एक
मिलता है।
सेकंड। आप ह्यूस्टन में रहते हैं?
हाँ, मैं ह्यूस्टन में हूँ।
सवैयों के बाजू में रमजान भाई की दुकान है, वहां पर मिलेगा।
ओ अच्छा, ओके, सवैयों के बाजू में। ओके, ठीक है, थैंक यू माशाल्लाह।
रमजान भाई को
मेरा
बोला, अजीज भाई ने मेरे को याली में कहा है,
क्योंकि वो ग्रैंडसन से इन लोग बच्चे लोग को है ना, मैं जो भी सुनती करती, मैं नोट्स भी बनाती, तो देन आई कीप ऑन रिपीटिंग टू ऑल दीस थिंग्स टू देम।
ओके, या, और यू कैन बाय इट ऑनलाइन, इट्स मच इजियर टू बाय इट ऑनलाइन।
थैंक यू सो मच। मौला आपको सुखी सलामत आबाद रखे, और आपका जितना भी नॉलेज मिलता है, सुभान अल्लाह। आई हैव नो स्पीच टू से एनीथिंग, बट सुभान अल्लाह, मौला की बहुत हम लोग को बहुत वो होता है। हालांकि धर्म में भी वह ऑल सो पक्का के जमात खाना जाना ही, लेकिन जब से ये मौला का प्लेटफॉर्म खुला है, ऐसा लगता है कि वी वर जीरो।
अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह, नो वरीज। अच्छा, चलें, somebody has the end up, go ahead.
Aziz Ba,
जी, याली मदद।
Lali Madad. Aziz Ba, our tariqa is Batuni. So it's a humble request ke kache Surah Nur, where the physical body, the mental body, the emotional body, and the spiritual body jare harmony ma આવે છે, ત્યારે જ આ ઇબાદતમાં મૌલાની ઓળખાણ થાય છે. તો આ બહુ ડીપ છે સૂરા નૂર. તમને જ્યારે ટાઈમ મળે તો તમે અમને ઈ સમજાવી શકો પ્લીઝ?
बिल्कुल, absolutely, yes. That's a very reasonable request. Yes. जी,
અઝીઝ ભાઈ, chat ઉપર ક્વેશ્ચન છે.
अच्छा,
અબ્બાસ ભાઈ નો.
अब्बास भाई, okay, let me see.
Why Sunnis say Abu Talib was not Muslim?
Oh, why not? I think that's a good question. You should ask them. Okay, well, બીજા શું કે છે એનો હું શું જવાબ દઈ શકું, right?
Yeah, true.
Yeah. जी, next.
मैं कुछ बोल सकता हूँ सर?
जी बिल्कुल
हाँ,
बोल सकते हैं।
બોલો શિરાજ ભાઈ.
And તમારા પછી તન હાથ ઉપર છે, પહેલા આપણે એની વાત કરશો. Go ahead, please.
Sure.
Go ahead, please.
Sure.
You go ahead first, sir. Go ahead.
Me?
Yes.
Okay. There is also a misunderstanding with our people. Like the other day, I asked my friend, how come to Khani more are you? તો આમ ખાને એટલો જ મૂંઝવાડી મૂકે છે કે અમે નાંદી કરી અહીંયા તું નાંદી ખાની ખાની that's very misunderstanding. We don't send nandi to Khane. We have to explain to them that we are sending memani to Khane, which Mukhi Sahib, Kamra Sahib accepts it. And then when the Khano is finished, he tells the volunteer to start the nandi. That's when it's called nandi. But when we send it to Khane, it's called memani, not nandi. That's people where we have a misunderstanding there. They say, oh, tu Khane vine to tu nandi khani vine ne sathe, please. That's not nandi. You are sending memani to us.
Yeah.
That's my understanding. So if you want to elaborate on that.
No, this is perfectly fine. That's absolutely okay. G, next.
Aziz, can I ask you a question?
G.
Just one question. I think I know the answer anyway.
Okay. Then please
but,
enlighten us.
I think because from your last some time back you explained it, and I think I understand it, but it's obviously it's other people trying to understand it. Why do we give money to Mukhi Sahib when we go to the dua?
Why not?
Yeah, I said exactly the same thing. Why not? For every second of the day, every 24 hours in the day, I'm grateful for each hour, every second that I live.
G. What's your name? Anis? That's your
Anis,
name?
yeah, Anis Sayani.
Okay, Anis.
Yes,
do I
I've
have
got a
your
boy's
permission
name.
do I have your permission to fix the question?
Yes, please, by all means.
Okay. Not why, but what is the purpose and reason? What is the purpose and reason for offering money at the time of dua, niyaz, chanta, or any other purposes?
Yes.
Money is a great offering.
Yeah.
What is the one thing that people love? Let me tell you, if you are my good friend, if you are my sister, you will love me as long as I talk to you. As soon as I ask you for money, you will hang up the phone on me. Money is the great.
Very true.
That is true, right?
Very
Money,
true. That's very true.
Money is the most daring. Gujarati માં કહે જાન હાજર છે પૈસાની વાત નહીં કરશે.
Ah,
જાન લેવી છે તો લઈ લે, પૈસાની વાત નહીં કરશે.
ah.
Money is the kurbani of the moment. When we give money, we are showing that we wanted to give you the most important, valuable thing in my life, which is my money, more than my own soul. And I want to give this to you, Malabapa. This is my memani to you. The money you put in, that's your memani.
Yeah.
And in return, Mukhi Sahib tells you Khana Vadan.
Khana Vadan. Okay.
So
Okay.
that
Now,
is,
on the same question, then why do we give certain amount for like Gatpa Chodoro, for like we give X amount for Gatpa Chodoro or £2.25 for certain chantas?
No, it's Man Murad.
Why is Man Murad? Okay, bas Man Murad. Okay.
No, ask Aziz bhai. Sorry, ask
Yes.
Aziz bhai.
No, I समझाती कि मन मुराद है.
Ask Aziz bhai. Talk to Aziz bhai. Sorry, Aziz bhai. Sorry to interrupt.
No problem. Okay. So to my friend, my sister, next time you go to Jamat Khana, go to Mukhi Sahib and ask him for Galpa Judoro. Like I said previous week, in my lifetime, I have never received, never asked for, never seen any Galpa Judoro, so I have no idea what you are talking about. Okay? On top of that, if you go to Mukhi Sahib, and I'm almost 100% certain that if you go to Mukhi Sahib and don't give him any money, zero.
Yeah.
As for blessing, dua, Galpa Jodoro, Niyaz and Chato, you will receive all that without any money. Because there cannot be a minimum or maximum a required amount. It cannot be.
It's according to your own wish, and if you feel. Now, on the same of Gatpa Chodoro, I'm going to ask you one more question, if you don't mind. By the way, sorry. One last question. Why do you have 7 knots on there?
Why not?
what are the 7 knots represent?
I have no idea. Like I said, I have never seen the Galpachadoro in my life. I have no idea.
Now you see, I can't now, maybe this is psychological. If my Galpachadoro breaks,
Hold on, Anis. Why don't you ask Mukhi Sahib that question? Because he is the one who's giving you Galpachadoro, right?
okay, yes.
So
yes.
I would say that's a good question to
Yeah.
ask Mukhi Sahib, because you
Yeah.
are asking a person who have never seen Galpachadoro. We have no Galpachadoro. I have never heard of Galpachadoro. So I have
Yes.
no idea. If I give you some answer, there would not be a right of me to do that.
Yeah, I
Because
think
don't know
it's
anything about it.
but personal belief. Now I'll give you a little story, and this is very true. When my Galpachadoro is about to break, I ring my mama, and I always ask my mama, "I suffer karamineta? If you have beta vinatuan." And every time my Galpachadoro is going to break, I know he's going to suffer. So I said to Mama,
I know you
Galpachadoro
told me this story
tumekarivinja.
last week. Remember, Anis?
I couldn't join you last week, unfortunately.
Somebody was telling me the same story. That
Yeah,
he
that
was
must be
going
Mama
on a
must have told
journey
you.
and you were giving him Doro and what is the
Yeah, it must
seven?
be Mama. Mama must have said because he joined, because Mama joins as well. But today he's not with us. He's gone out today. But when my Galpachadoro is about to break, I always phone him and say, Mama, is suffer karaneta? And he says yes. So I said, because the Doro to turn dry, I need another one straight away. And he always does my Galpachadoro. Now, oddly enough, if I don't have Galpachadoro on, I become very ill. So I don't know whether because this is that I'm closer to Mola through my belief, that how I feel about my Galpachadoro. I don't know. Maybe, like you said, you've never come across, but for me, Galpachadoro is one of the things I can't live without. I don't know why. I don't know. I don't know.
You.
I will have to ask
Gee.
Mukisa, definitely. Thank you very much, Aziz.
You're welcome.
I will tell you something about this, sir, if you don't mind.
I'm sorry, who is this?
This is Nasim Chunaro.
જી
Nasim
તમે કઈ
Chunaro.
બોલો છો? ઓ
હા,
જી
હું
બોલો. જી જી.
નસીમ ચુનારો બોલી રહી છું. એકચ્યુઅલી હમણાં તો હું હ્યુસ્ટનમાં છું, પણ આજે ગટપાટના ધાગાની અમે પાઠ પર હતા ને ત્યારે અમે લોકો આ ગટપાટના ધાગાને આપણને મુખી સાહેબ અમને કામ દેતા હતા. આ 7 જે નોટ બાંધવાની કે છે ને એ અમે લોકો નાદી અલી પડીને નોટ વાળતા હતા. અને આ ગટપાટના દોરાની આમ જો તો હિસ્ટ્રી એ છે કે મુંબઈમાં બધા ઈશ્નાશરી ને મસ્જિદ ને આ બધું બહુ હતું ને ત્યારે આપણા ઘણા ઇસ્માઇલી ભાઈઓ ધાગા બાગા લેવા બધે આજુબાજુ જતા હતા. ઈ ટાઈમ પર સુલતાન મોહમ્મદ શાહે એવી રીતે વાત કરી હતી કે તમે બધા જાઓ છો તો અમારા જમાતખાનામાં બી તમને દોરો મળશે. અગર જો તમને મારા પર ભરોસો નથી તો તમને અગર ધાગો જોતો હોય તો તમને અમારા જમાતખાનામાંથી બી ધાગો મળશે. તો એમ કહેવાય છે કે ઘણા જે બહુ એ લોકો ગટપાટનો ધાગો જેમ તમે વાત કરી ને કે આજ સુધી મેં નથી લીધો, તો ઘણા એવા હોય છે કે નથી લેતા કારણ કે
મને ખબર
આપણને
નથી શું છે, મેં સાંભળ્યું જ નથી આના બારામાં.
હા, મોલા બાપર પર પૂરો ભરોસો છે તો નથી લેતા. અને આ છે ને 7 નોટ નાદી અલીની છે એટલું મને ખબર છે, પણ આપણે મુખી સાહેબ પાસેથી લે છે તો આપણને એક દિલમાં એક મતલબ આપણને ભરોસો છે કે મુખી સાહેબ આપણને દુઆ આશીષ આપીને આપણને ધાગો આપે છે. એટલે બિલીવ કરવા વાળા બિલીવ કરે છે ને નથી બિલીવ કરવા વાળા નથી બિલીવ કરતા ગોટપાટના ધાગા.
થેન્ક યુ.
This is the story behind it. I feel.
Thank you so much.
જી
યાલી મદદ. જી ઝુલબિયા, you have your hand up.
No, नहीं मेरा हो गया.
अच्छा, okay.
नहीं thank you.
Yes, you're
माफ
welcome.
करना.
No worries. Do we have any other comments or question?
Yes, please. Yali Madad.
जी याली मदद.
It's Zulobia.
जी याली मदद. Go ahead.
I don't know whether it's the correct question to ask.
It's okay.
But-
Remember, if you give me permission, if it's not, I will help you make it correct.
Okay. When in every part of dua, when you're doing search though, is it something you can ask Allah to provide you with a desire or your wish or whatever?
Are you saying that sajda is for the purpose of asking him for your desire or wish. Is that what you're asking?
Yes.
No, sajda means I prostrate to you, I submit to you. My complete being is in your submission. Please accept my dua, the dua we are just reciting, in your huzur pur noor. Now there are other kinds of sajdas outside our daily prayers. And in those sajda, the primary reason of sajda is to come near Allah. In Quran, Allah says, do sajda and come near me. And sajda is the way of submission, itaat, following, saying, I am nothing and you are everything. I will accept whatever you tell me and I will follow whatever you tell me. That is the meaning of sajda. Now, in this sajda, if you like to ask for something, then surely you can do that. Surely you can do that. But during the dua, the sajda is for the dua, one part, and you are saying at the end, that all these prayers, I submit and I accept, and my submission is for you. Ji. See, literally, Allahumma laka sajudi wa ta'ati. All my prayers and all my submission is for you. Ji.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other comments, question?
On a totally different topic.
Ji.
I was taught in school. I went to Aga Khan school in Kenya. And over there, I was taught that there were 124,000 prophets.
Mhm.
I know it seems quite a long list, but apart from Abraham, Noah, Ismail, Prophet Muhammad, Prophet Isa, Prophet Musa, David is also a prophet. Who are the other prophets? Would you know?
Okay. I'm not sure if I understand the question correctly, but if you are asking what are the names of other prophets, is that
Yes.
your question? All right, so that's easy. If you have a Quran, there are only 25 prophets mentioned in Quran, only 25. But whenever we hear a number like 124,000 prophets, this hadith is teaching us that there always been a guidance amongst you in every time and every age and every place. Therefore, there can be many, many, many thousands. Like example, 124,000. Not that they counted 124,000. Okay?
Okay,
If you understand Gujarati, I'll give you a really good example.
please.
अपनी
Go
माँ
ahead,
कहती
yeah.
थी, अपनी माँ कहती थी 100 दफा कीधु केम समझती नथी. She did not count 100, did she? To show or emphasize on a greater number, she would say कि तने 100 दफा कीधु. Just like that, in Hadith, Huzur Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam says there were 124,000 prophets, meaning there were many, 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 many thousand prophets in all time and ages. That's what it means. Ji.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And that's the hadith. If you like, you can find it online easily. Ji.
Okay.
And sir, these prophets that she mentioned, that 5, 7 prophets. They were only in the Arabian Peninsula. But if you read Sultan Muhammad Shah's memoirs, he says that there were lots of other prophets in the other part of the world, like in China, in India, in everywhere, you know. And when they say 120, it like they say the earth was made in 7 days. Did it mean exactly 24 hours times 7? You see, this is my answer to her if I have to answer it.
Yeah.
It-
But there were many prophets in all time and ages.
yeah.
And
Sultan Muhammad
the
Shah mentioned
number-
it in the memoirs.
And the numbers are just thrown to emphasize that there are great numbers of prophets to guide the humanity. G.
It was a lovely session, sir. Both Mazai.
Shukran.
Thank you very
Alhamdulillah.
much. Inshallah. We will see you soon again.
Thank you very much. Should we stop here, Farida bhai?
Okay, I'll just stop the recording and I'll give the dua, okay?
Thank you.